It's the 10th of the month and the money is already gone. It came. You watched it arrive. And now you cannot say where it went. You didn't waste it. There was no feast, no reckless week. Evaporated. It was there, and then it was gone. And it isn't that you're careless. You count. You plan. You promise yourself this month will be different. Then the car needs a part, or the child needs shoes, or a bill you forgot lands on the mat. By the 10th, you are back where you started. You stare at a number that should have lasted and didn't. So you tell yourself what everyone tells you. Earn more. Budget harder. Cut the little coffees, the small comforts, the things that were never the problem. But you've tried that. And here is the strange part, the part no accountant explains. The more you earned, the faster it left. A bigger wage and the same empty account by morning. Why does my money disappear so fast, no matter how much I make? You've asked it in the quiet, and no ledger has ever answered you. Because the answer was never on the ledger. You know the feeling, even if you never had a name for it. Money that arrives and satisfies nothing. A wage that vanishes with nothing to show for it. No memory of where it went. No comfort it left behind. A small dread every time the phone buzzes because it is probably another cost you didn't see coming. That feeling has a name, and the name is not poverty. Some of the most anxious hands I have known were full ones. And here is what makes it cruel. You can do everything the world tells you and still watch it drain. You can earn the raise you prayed for and somehow feel poorer than before it arrived. You can budget every coin into its column and still reach the 10th with nothing in your hand. When more money only makes the leak run faster, then the leak was never about money. What you have is not an income problem. Leak. That is the word. A leak has 3 names. Walk with me, and I'll give you all 3 before we reach the end. Years ago, I sat with an old man who had almost nothing and wanted for nothing. He told me there was a single word, a word you already know, that could close the leak in any pair of hands. I'll tell you the word, but not yet. First, picture 2 men. They work the same trade in the same market for the same wage. Coin for coin, what they carry home on a Thursday is exactly equal. The first man's home is quiet and full. There is bread on the table and a little set aside. When the roof leaks, he mends it. His children fall asleep without hearing their parents count coins in the next room. His wage is modest, and somehow it is always enough. The second man earns the same wage, and by the middle of the month, his hands are empty. A bill arrives he did not expect. Something breaks. A debt he'd forgotten comes knocking at the door. He is not lazy, and he is not a fool. Still, the money runs through his hands and vanishes. He takes on longer hours to close the gap, and the longer hours somehow make the gap wider. He is doing everything right, and everything right is not working. Same market. Same wage. One is full, and one is draining. Hold that question a moment, because it is your question too. Where does the difference live? You could set their two wages on a scale and find them identical to the last coin. So the difference is not in the money. It is in something the money moves through on its way into their lives. Something you cannot see, and yet as real as the coins themselves. Here is the thing no budget will ever teach you. Your money is not leaving because there is too little of it. It is leaving because it carries no barakah. Barakah is an old word for a quiet thing. It doesn't mean amount. It means the blessing inside the amount. It is the strange way a little can stretch to cover everything. Or the way a lot can vanish and cover nothing. Barakah is not how much arrives. It is how far what arrives will go. Barakah, or the lack of it. That is the whole difference between the two men. And this is not superstition, and it is not a trick for getting rich. It is the older law underneath the ledger, because barakah can drain. That is the leak. So your real question was never, how do I earn more? It was always this. What is draining the blessing out of what I already hold? Now the three names. Waste. The first name is israf. It means waste, though not the honest spending of a life. It means the quiet overflow. The thing bought twice, the food left to spoil, the upgrade that thrilled you for one afternoon. Waste tells your provision it is not respected, and provision does not linger where it is not honored. The second name is wealth that is not clean. Money touched by what is forbidden. The corner cut, the small dishonesty, the interest that grows quietly in the dark. It may swell the number on the page. It cannot bless it. And the third name is the quietest and the most common of all. Ingratitude. Not cursing your lot out loud. It is the low hum of never enough. The eye always on the neighbor's gate. The gift in your hand gone invisible because you are staring at the gift that isn't. Of the three, this last one, the Quran answers most directly. In Surah Ibrahim, God lays down a law that does not bend. If you are grateful, He will surely increase you, and if you are ungrateful, His punishment is severe. Read it slowly. Gratitude is not a mood that visits you. It is a valve. Open it, and more flows through. Close it, and even the little you have begins to leak away. That was the difference between the two men. Not the wage in the hand, but the thankfulness in the heart that held it. Which brings me back to the old man and his single word, istighfar. That was his word. It means to seek forgiveness, to turn back often and quietly say, "My Lord, forgive me." It sounds like a word for sin, not for money. But listen to what is promised in Surah Nuh. Seek forgiveness of your Lord, for indeed He is ever forgiving. And He will send the sky upon you in abundant rain, and increase you in wealth and children, and make for you gardens, and make for you rivers. Rain, wealth, gardens, rivers. All of it hung upon one small act. The turning back. The old man understood something the market never taught him. Istighfar does not only wash the heart, it unclogs the provision. It reaches into the blocked pipe and pulls the blockage free. So here is the whole practice, and it is smaller than any budget you've ever failed to keep. 3 plugs for 3 leaks. In the morning before the counting begins, seek forgiveness. Let the day open with the turning back. Then give thanks by name, out loud if you can, for what has already arrived. Not the wealth you are waiting for, but the wealth already in your hands. Charity is the last one. Give some of it away on purpose, while the amount still feels too small to spare. The strangest law of all is that what you give away does not shrink you. It seals the leak from the other side. Go back now to the 2 men in the market. You already know which was which. The full home did not belong to the one who earned more. They earned the same wage. It belonged to the one whose wealth was blessed, honest in how it came to him, thankful in how it was held, open in how it was shared. His leak was closed. His wage was small, and it was always enough. The other man is still sitting over his coins tonight, wondering where it all went. The difference was never the size of the wage. It was the barakah inside it. So come back one last time to the 10th of the month. The empty account. The money already gone. Nothing about the number has to change for everything to change. The same wage can reach the end of the month and a little way past it once the blessing stops leaking out of it. Seek forgiveness. Give thanks. Give a little away. And watch what a small, quiet income can stubbornly cover. Your money was never the question. Where it goes has only ever been telling you where your heart has been. Close the leak, and you'll stop asking where it went. Because for the first time, it will still be there.